Last year we spent some time on the summation symbol. That's like the funny looking key, right? We spent some time on that, and then we looked at what is called an AP, right? So I just want to kind of review quickly what an AP was, right? So an AP was a type of sequence. It's called an arithmetic progression. So APs follow a sequence like this: A plus D. I'm gonna give you a simple example. 1, 5, and I can keep adding 4, 9, 13, 17. This is an example of an AP. The first term is A, and they all changing by a value D, right? So this value here is A, that's the first term. This value is A plus D. D is how much? D is 4, right? So this value is A plus 4. This value here is A plus 2 of this, 2D, and so on and so on. Right? And I gave you the general term to find any AP. That was A plus N minus 1D. Right? That's what we did last week. And I told you to find D, all you have to do is minus 2 consecutive values. Right? So like 17 and the value before it. Huh? Right? And you can find you can find the common difference. That's okay? So AP is a special type of sequence where every single value, right? Every single value changes by a common term called D. Right? Remember, A is what we call the first term, and D is what we call the common term. Sorry, common difference. Right? This is what we did last week. So once you see a sequence following a pattern like this, we know that the sequence is an AP. That's okay? So this sequence here is an arithmetic progression. All right? And the formula for you to find, so if I ask you, Nathan, find the 10th term. All you have to do is this. This is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth. You're not going to work them out individually. If I ask you to find 10th term, all you have to do is let n equal to 10. A is how much A done? In this sequence here. A is how much? A is the first term. So the first term is 1. So it's 1 plus n is 10. 10 minus 1 by D. For me to get D, all I have to do is subtract consecutive term. Any one you want. 13 minus 9 will give you the same thing. 13 minus 9 is 4. So I'll put in 4 here. So I'll get 1 plus 9 by 4. 9 by 4, 36, plus 1 is 37. All right? That's okay? So our 10th term is 37. All right? That's okay? And I also showed you some examples of where I gave you like the second and the fifth, and you had to solve simultaneously to get the A and D. Okay? So this here is the first one that we looked at, called AP. Okay? So this is the first term, the common difference, and how to get any term you want. Are you okay with that? Today now, right next to it, I want to show you something called geometric progression. Right next to it, I want to introduce a new one. Right, head of geometric progression. Well, I will spend another 3 minutes on Google what we did last week, right? You see? I do it outside on the people and small. You sit up back 3 minutes after move up. Nowadays, I can put the ball outside too. Yes, I want to show you something called a geometric progression. Very easy, right? As you would recognize, the trick in these things is being able to solve simultaneously and so on, right? Ready? So how is a geometric progression different? As opposed to adding a common difference, here we multiply common ratio. So for example, if I give here, let's start with 3. And if I multiply 3 by 2, what would I get? 6 by 2, 12 by 2, 24 by 2. This is what we call a geometric progression. A geometric progression has a first term and a common ratio. A is what we call your first term. R is what we call your common ratio. That's okay? So if the first term is A and the common ratio is R, then the second term is taking A and multiplying it by R. That makes sense? Dominic? What do you think the third term is, Dominic? AR squared, yes. Multiplying the second term by R again. That'll be R squared. Online, are you okay there? Marissa? You okay with how I got the third term? Yeah? And the fourth term is what? AR cubed, fifth term, AR to the fourth. So again, this is the fifth term, right? This is the fourth term. Right? So I have a question for Sterling. A long time I see us. Sterling, what do you think is the nth term? I want a general formula. So like I have a general formula here. I want you to follow that pattern there and see if you can make up a general formula for almost there. What do you think the general formula is? Look at the pattern. First term, second term, third term is this, fourth term is this, fifth term is this. What do you think is the nth term? Pattern close inside. You can't figure it out. Jaden, what to figure it out. Right. Yeah, the first part, A. AR. So you have to figure out the power now. Nth term. Think about it. The fifth term is what? The fourth term is the power. The fourth term. The third term was the nth term. So what power? N minus 1. N minus 1. Correct. Okay? That's the general formula. Okay? So if you want to find any GP, that's the formula you use it. Right? So as a practice, what is the 10th term? 10th term is what, Nathan? A by what's R again? Right. Well, what is this in this question? Huh? How you get up? How you get up? How you get 2? Right. Okay. So if I didn't know that, and I just have these two terms, what I could do? What formula I could use to find R? Divide it. Nth term and the term before it. That make sense? That make sense? You done? The term and term before it. The term and term before it. Once I divide any of those, I'm supposed to get R. You okay with that? Yeah. So the 10th term is what? What is it? Nathan, you just help me a minute. 3 by what? 2 to the power. What would it be? I'm trying to find 10th term. Minus what from 1? 10. So you're going to end up with 3 by 2 to the power 9. How much is that? Technical calculator now. 3 by 2 to the power 9. 3 by 2 to the power 9, right? So this is 1,500. All right. Right online. So these are the things that we need to know about a GP. Right? I like them side by side. If you can do on the table, that would be nice, right? So you can compare everything. How come how come I use this new formula? Because well, what I'm doing here is that to figure out, I was trying to create a little formula based on the pattern I'm seeing. So for the fourth term, I recognize that this value, one less of this. This value, one less of this. So if I want to get it, 10th term is 10 minus 20th term, 20 minus 1. So I use n minus 1 as a general term. Not enough? So for the 10th term, I put 10 minus 1. I copy it down and try and put it side by side so you can compare them, right? You have to be able to, of course, watch them and decide which is which, right? Ready? Am I writing online, sir? So I'm going to give you two examples of where you tell me if they are A, B, or C. Right? And I'll bring on the board and you'll do. I did that. Am I writing online? Taking it off, right? I'm giving you two examples. If you identify as an AP, write what E and D. If you identify as a GP, write what E and R. Okay? Right, those are the first three bars in each one. If you think it's an AP, write down what A and B. If you think it's a GP, write down what A and R. That both of them identify with AP or G. Right, so here what you do, right, Walia? If you're not sure, some you can watch it and figure it out. And if you can go backwards or forward, it doesn't matter. Or GP2, right? If you're not sure, use the formula because they both have a E. So the E are really helpful. So what you should do is try and find D. Right? Try to find D for both of them. If they are the same, you're good to go. Try R for both of them. If they are the same, you're good to go. How you find D again? How you find D? What's your formula? Subtract consecutive terms, right? Subtract this and this, this and this. If you get the same value, it's a E. If it's not, it's a G. Right? Oh, yeah, you have these two, trying to move the E, this G. All right, so let's see. So if I look at number one and I try to find D, D is subtracting two consecutive terms. Online, you all will message what number two is, right? Right, but if you're confused, look back at number one. So I am going to subtract consecutive terms. 2 minus 4, I got minus 2. I'm going to do it again. 0 minus 2, I got minus 2. These values are the same, right? So therefore I know it's an AP. So I write in, therefore AP is 4, D is minus 2. It can be positive or negative, right? It could be a fraction as well. But if I had done R, right? R is dividing these two. So I would have gotten a half. And I can divide these two. I got 0 and 2, which is 0. So they are not the same. You recognize that? They are not the same, so they cannot be a GP. Okay? Eden, follow on it. Do the same thing for number 2 quickly. So the problem with some of the questions that you're going to see now is you got to be able to solve simultaneously. Yeah? Coming up to those. Online. So take a look at number 2, and I want you to message if it's an AP or GP. Message if number 2 is an AP or GP. Right, if you're online, say, I mean, not some more from online. But I got you this one. If you got this one either. Do the same thing as the first one either. Same thing I do it. Hurry up. Huh? It should. Go your brain a little bit. I don't know. I only have 2 answers. I need a few more. I got you. No. Second one now, you know. Yeah, you have to do it twice. You have to do D twice, and if it equals, you go through. You have to do R twice. If it equals, then you know what it is. You have to do it twice. You have to do it more than once. Here we go online here. Who we get this from? We got from Batiste. That's correct. Serena, correct. Nice. Just waiting on the others. Anya. Larissa. Larissa, good. Correct. That's Anya. All right. So, because I know what it is, I just gonna try the. In fact, I'm gonna do both of them for you. I'm gonna do the both of them for you, right? So I'm gonna check D. D is equal to 1/3 minus a half, and then I'm gonna check 2/9 minus a third. When I work this out and I work this out, they are not the same. So therefore, not an AP. But I can work out R. So to work out R is 1/3 divided by a half. put it in a calculator, and you shall get 2/3. Do it again. 2/9 divided by a third, and you will get 2/3. So therefore, it's a GP where the first term is a half and the common ratio is 2/3. That's all. Come on, look at the Bible. Okay, then why are you writing so much here? You get it wrong. Okay, okay, so you just have to divide. Right, but you can't do it one. You have to do it more than once. Okay. Once they don't tell you, you have to do it. If they tell you it's a GP, just divide once. Right? But if they don't tell you it's a GP, you have to work it out like that, right? So then, you okay with us? Yeah. You have to put. No, it doesn't do one. If it's sure it's a GP, but R being the same, you know? So you don't have to go and work out me. I just work it out to show you that it's not an AP. Right? But you're not supposed to get the same answer. You wouldn't get the same answer. But you get the same answer. All right. So now that we can identify them, what is here? Huh? For a GP, let's say I gave you a GP, right? Let me give you one. I don't want to give you numbers that wouldn't work out, right? So I am telling you the GP, right? For the GP 128, 64, 32, I would like you to find number one, find what is, sorry, not too easy, find what is D, and then find the 12th term for me. Okay? So find what is D, find what is D, is a GP, right? So find what is D. That make sense? No, it's supposed to be what? Yeah, let's shake it on your head. Nice. I didn't get crystal. Right? R. So I needed to find R and then find the 12th term using the formula I gave you, right? The formula was T to the N is AR to the power of N minus 1. All right? So find the 12th term and R for me. All right. Then we can speed it up a little bit. Right? Find R and then use the formula. Of course, you know what is A, right? Tanya. Wait, Serena, check back your value. Check it back, right? Remember, you're dividing the term before by the term after. Right? So what will happen here? So we know it's a GP, so we can find R. R is just simply dividing the nth term by the term before it. So you're dividing anyone. I divided 64 by the term before it. So I got a half. Got that? Yeah? Vishish, we got half. So I want to find the 12th term now, part 2. The 12th term is equal to A, which is 128, by R, which is a half, all to the power of 12 minus 1, which is 11. How much you got here? 116? Yeah? 116? No? You put this in the calculator? Or you moving back to front? 120 is equal. And where again? A real big value? Right, but in that value real big? But these values getting what? Smaller, so it shouldn't be that big, right? So sometimes you watch your answer, what have I the way it should look like. Right? If you put in fraction, like that's the one there, no, stick to the fraction, right? Always try to reduce rounding up. All right? Are you okay with us? I'm going one step online. Are you okay with it, Anya? Just follow what I did here. All right, so you paying attention? Okay, so I'm going a little bit harder now, right? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you, and I'm going to give you consecutive terms. Right? I'm going to give you the third and the fifth, and you have to create an equation and solve simultaneously, just as we did last week. Okay? I just want to see how we are handling the solving simultaneous, right? I want to see what technique you're using. Right? So, number 4. For a given GP, right? I am giving you the fourth term. The fourth term is 3. And the 8th term is 127. That's 127, right? So the fourth term is 3 and the 8th term is 127. All I would like you to do is to find A and R, right? So just like what we did last week, get 2 equations. One equals to 3, one equals to this, and I want to see you solve this simultaneous. Right? Online, as soon as you solve, you can send my pick online if you want, or you could just message your answer there on Zoom. I want to watch it. All right. Take your time, set up your info, and solve. You're going to get an equation here and an equation here that you have to solve simultaneously. Go ahead. Once you get your equations. What is it? What is important of energy? What is important? What's important of energy? So ARQ is 3. To be same thing with A equations. And then solve simultaneously. That's what you gotta figure. I help you with that. I will see how you solve. Okay, when you have 2 minutes, 5 minutes, let's see what they come up with. Let's see like 5 minutes. See how you solve. Some people color in the hand, some people. Oh, it's in your book. Somebody with something good in. Trick is how you're gonna solve it. Copy, we do that. Before you know, we do that. Where am I? So it did go back to it. Now, got it. What is it that you get now? Why are E plus P are to do with street, just E are to do street. It's that the did you write thing out for us? Yeah, I want to see. So I didn't see anybody besides who do it already. Solve it properly. The trick is really how you solve it, right? And you all learn to solve simultaneously before, right? What were the two techniques for solving simultaneously? Elimination and substitution. Elimination wouldn't work here, right? But substitution can work. Okay? So I'll show you two ways, one with a substitution way and one with just long division. So the question said the fourth term is 3. So it means that AR cubed is 3. Question also said that the 8th term, which is AR to the 7, is 1 over 27. Right? There are a few things that we can do. Number one, I could call this equation 1, equation 2. And I could say from equation 1, I can make A the subject of the formula. A is equal to 3 on R cubed. I could call this equation 3, and then I am going to substitute equation 3 in equation 2. I'm going to take this and remove A and put this. So I'm going to get 3 on R cubed by R7 over 1, right? I can leave it like that. Is equal to 1 on 27. What you'll notice here is that same base, you divide it, so you will subtract power, so you'll get 4. So you'll get 3R to the 4th is 1 on 27. R to the 4th is equal to, carry the 3 on the side, 1 on 27 divided by 3, you are going to get 1 on 81. Right? This is R to the power of 4. So that's the 4th root of 1 on 81, and you'll get 1, 2. Right? That's one way to do it using the substitution method. Make A the subject, substitute in here. That's okay? That's one method. The next method is a much easier method. Take the one with the higher power, the one with the lower power, and just divide them. So I can divide A. I can divide A to the A7, AR to the power 7 over AR cubed. And here, 1 on 27 divided by 3. A's will cancel. I'll get R to the 4th is 1 on 81. Carry across the 4th, and you'll get the 4th root of 1 on 81. So R is 1 on 3. Same thing, much shorter. Right? Right? But again, once you see solving, you have to remember your two techniques, right? And if R is 1/3, you can solve for A. Remember I said A is this. A is equal to 3 over 1/3 cubed. Somebody can help me there? How much is that? Is it 81? Yeah, 81. So I got A to be 81 and R to be 1/3. All right. Of course, I know you like this one because it's shorter, right? But this is something that you should know, substitution technique. Make something the subject and substitute and solve. Copy now. Let's go again. I'll show you get this one right. What number you on it? Right? Technically, it have two answers, because this should be plus and minus 1/3. Oh, that's what the positive value are. I use the positive value on it, right? Kind of this. I don't like, copy down number 4, and I want to see the answer for number 5, right? Everybody, yeah? Please. I will start you to. This something. You can point on the screen, the difference on my screen, the next one, what you are. But you just remember to take that. Anybody else guys? Online, once again, message your answer. Try to, try to get back. Right. That was Mr. Formula. Watch. R is a third, so I plug it in here to find A. Well, I make A the subject here. And I know what R is, so I just put R in here. So watch, all you gotta do is just put R in here and we are. Yeah, it come from right here. 3 over R cubed. There's R. 3 over R. I got this from this. Make A the subject here. What do you get? Make A the subject here. What do you get? Right. Just now put it up in online, but just tell me what you have now. Right, so here's what we have. Here we have AR is equal to 8 on 9. Here we have AR to the 5 is 9 on 2. Right? Equation 1, equation 2. I am using this technique here. The one with the higher power, 2 divided by 1. So I'm going to divide AR to the 5 by AR and 8 on 9 divided by 9 on 2. Right? So I am just dividing these two here. The A's will cancel, and I will get R to the 5 minus R to the 1 is R to the 4th. Here, right? Remember, if you put this in the calculator, you are going to get 16 on 81. That's okay? All right, something upside down. Yeah. Sorry, I write it upside down. AR to the 5 is 9 on 2 here. And here is 8 on 9. Right? So when you flip it, you'll get 81 on 16. Right? Or you can just drop this straight in the calculator. But if you want to work it out, watch this here. 9 on 2 divided by 8 on 9. Now, when I flip this, I'll get 9 on 2 multiplied by 9 on 8. 9 by 9, 81, 2 by 8, 6. Right? When you carry across the 4, this is the 4th root of 81 on 16. The 4th root of 81 on 16 is 3 on 2. All right. I want to point out something here again, right? What you all struggling with here is not the APs and GPs. It's the solving. You see that? So where we need all the practice is not necessarily any new topic that you're doing, which you'll be able to handle. Is how to simplify and solve those questions. Right? That's okay? So this is what we are to get in practice with, solve it. So that's how you do plenty different variations in it. But you'll understand the concept of a GP. This is it here. Here's where it stops. Right? Once you can write this, means you understand AP and GP. But if you're struggling here, we get a practice solving. Right? So we know R is 3 on 2. Right? Now, we had to find for A. So I am going to substitute. So I'm telling the examiner what I'm going to do, right? Substitute R is equal to 3 on 2 in equation 1. Right? So I have A is 3 on 2 is equal to 8 on 9. Carry across this. A is equal to 8 on 9 divided by 3 on 2. Flip it up and you will get 16 on 27. Okay with that? You don't follow what they did. The next one you're going to do is one board, right? So you understand if I'm watching your book and you have to try it. Right, let me see Batiste. All right, Batiste is showing mistakes. Yeah, all right. Start to send any value still. You don't see him, Kiran? Huh? Oh, you don't understand what I did? Welcome now. Will you reinforce the experience here again? All right, so let me start with line 1 and 2. You understand where ER came from? That's the second term, right? And you understand where ER to the 5th came from? That's the 6th term. Nice. So what you normally do when you had a solve simultaneously, there you divide. Okay, so I divided this equation by this equation. The reason I did it that way is that I always have the higher power on top. A is cancelled, and I get R to the 5 divided by R1. Right? I divide, so I subtract. That makes sense? I divide these two and I get this. Don't stress yourself over all of this. Just put this in the calculator and you will get it. When you carry across 4, what you will get? When you carry across to the power of 4, you will get the fourth root. When you carry across square, you get square. When you carry across cube, you get cube root. When you carry across 4, you get to the fourth root. Sure. I'll bring on the board for the next one, Right? Where you get lost? No, but you follow what I'm saying now. You sure? Yeah. Right? And then find the fourth root and I get it. And all I did after that is I plugged in 3 and 2 here, carry it across and solve for you. Right? People don't understand, don't want to call them going over something, right? But if when I go it over, then I get it wrong, then I'll prove you. Ready then? So I'm going to give you one, I guess, again. Online, you're okay with this one now, Anya? Serena? Who else then? And Larissa? Yeah, we're confused. Tell me which party confused. Count the lines. Serena? So count that line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Which line I get confused at? Everything. Okay, so what about this? You follow where this came from? Right. So all I did is I just divide, right? Right. So all I did after this is that I just divided. I took this and I divided it by this. So I divide this by this, is cancel, and r to the 5 divided by r is r to the 4th. I divide this by this, and I get 81 and 16. That makes sense? What you got here? So you're doing this straight in the calculator. The a's will cancel here. R to the 5 divided by r to the 1, you minus the powers. Right. When you reach here now, all you have to do, whenever you carry across to the power of 4, is the fourth root. So you go to the calculator and put in the fourth root. And you'll get this. And all your hard work finish. Take 3 and 2, put it in here, and solve for you. That's what I did here. I took off r, I put 3 and 2, carry it here, and I divide. All right? So I'm going to give you a next one. I want you to try it and send your values, right? Give me back a second and two. The number's not nice, but that's what we have to work with. And then I'll make it harder. Who knows? This is the last one we can do. So yes, sir, you appreciate it. Right, for GP, the second term is 40 and a half, right? So let's write it like this. 81 and 2. And the seventh term is 1/6. Do the same thing again. Find A and R. All right, online, let's try that one. Everybody, try this one here, right? For the time, huh? We can die real similar. Good night, too similar. Ah, huh? Right? Excuse me. Where white bomb drop? Because the exam, that's when you carry white bomb down. Why would because you want to be white bomb? Give it a second. Online, don't forget the message. We can almost finish. We done trying, nice. Like I hear. You cannot try. You're trying, nah, like that. Which issue for this question? When we should start it. Which is this started. This one, you almost done? The last. Can you try it? Yes, now I'll do it. Like, I got to wait to see if I was suffering from Serena, yeah, but time is one for the whole class. We'll have some mother number, save again. And again, I got my number, different numbers are used. But I can- I thought you can go to next one. It should be a fraction, Serena. Fraction, yeah, fraction. Yeah, it should be a fraction, Serena. Take a picture, Serena. You could always take a pic and send it to me on WhatsApp, and I'll take a look at it. Right, who that's in the group? Person in the group? Did I save a number last time? Oh gosh. I just start over everything and I'm rather. That's pistol 4, right? What's the last one again? All right, I'm saying. Sorry, that's it. What the number? 304. And 520. 324. 5200. I'm gonna hit 4100 again. So yeah, that. All right, let me see. Let me see. Serena sent me something here. I think that's Serena. Where is it? Serena, I just think you put the value wrong in the calculator. Because everything they're looking okay-ish. Okay-ish. But I suspect you put it, you probably put it bad in the calculator. What kind of calculator you have? Sharp or Casio? What kind of sharp, eh? Casio, and you get that value there? All right, we check it and see now. Because I feel vicious, guys. But all you're working right, except for when you put it in the calculator. Right, so here is AR is equal to 81 on 2. Here's AR to the 6 is 1/6. I'm going to divide them. Right? So that's 1/6 divided by 81 on 2. So this will cancel. I'll get A5, flip up the 2. I will get 1 over what? 243? Yeah? 1 over 243. And then you will get the fifth root of 1 over 243. Huh? I make a mistake? AR is 6. There's 5. 5. So what's the fifth root? 1, 2. Right, Serena, so you're doing your working good. I just think when you put it in the calculator, you're getting the wrong thing. So you gotta just take your time and use the function correctly. What kind you have? Huh? So what you have to do is look for this symbol. Right? So look for this symbol and put 5 here, and look for this symbol and put a fraction in. Put in the fraction. Right? Yes, press shift and look for it. So A will be equal to 81 on 2 divided by 1, 2. How much is that? Well, I get it. 120, 1.5. Tell me the fraction. 243 over 2. Yeah, you can leave it like that. That is same thing. 120, 1.5. Are you okay with that? Okay, then I'll press up. You sure? Get it on. Huh? Right. So I suspect you're getting it for the mini calculator, right? So what I'm going to do for you, I'm going to do a small video. I'm going to do a small video and I will just show you what to do, right? For those who have a Casio. If you have a sharp. All right. So we'll continue from here next day, right? All right, online.